on the channel, we got something extra spooky with the Universal Monsters Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles NECA crossover, black and white, 4-pack.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Here and welcome back to the channel for another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universal Monster crossover unboxing. And today we got the latest and greatest NECA 4-pack, I guess the first 4-pack here from the Universal Monsters. Of course, we got the Invisible Man, we got the Creature from the Black Lagoon, we got the Mummy, and we got Frankenstein. But for all your Universal Monster and NECA needs, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on in-stock items. Anything over $99 does ship free, and of course they have flat rate $7.95 shipping now over there. Got to get a deal over at Entertainment Earth. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And this is the second box set from the Universal Monsters. We did get the Hunchback and Raphael as a Walmart exclusive a couple of months ago or so. Then at San Diego Comic-Con 2024, we did see these figures. Didn't necessarily know how they were coming to market, but here they are on a 4-pack. Starting to hit Target stores right now for those keeping track. I have to imagine everywhere else sooner rather than later. And of course, great for the spooky season. Halloween right around the corner here. And very interesting, a 4-pack, a 2-pack. Will we get, I guess, the ancillary characters, the Splinter, the April, the Casey Jones? Will we get those in a black and white edition as well to make yin and yang versions across the board? Not sure. Maybe we'll have to see in the future on that one. But of course, this is NECA getting the most out of their molds. Very similar to what they did with the Universal Monsters. We got colorized versions, now black and white. Now over here, we had colorized versions first, black and white second. Have to imagine a lot less of these produced than the other versions. I just don't know if there's as much meat on the bone going this way. Where Universal Monsters, depending where you grew up, and maybe you like both, whatever. Maybe you just want black and white, maybe you want color, maybe you want both of them. Not sure on the turtles. I think people are more apt to get the colorful turtles and call it quits. That's why these are kind of jammed together in a box set like this. But a lot to unpack with this set. $150 or so price point, so pretty expensive. I think it was $129, $139. What is time? What is money? I don't know. But of course, like I said, hitting Target stores right now. But let's dive into it. Very cool big box packaging here. Everybody loves a box set. Nobody likes the price of a box set, but we love the looks of the box set. We got the classic 4 faces of the turtles right there, and we did unbox all the regular releases of all these on the channel, so go back and search those videos if that is your thing. And we'll do comparisons later on in this video as well. Universal Monsters logo, Turtles logo up there. Then you got a little dash of color in that Nickelodeon logo. Couldn't do the black and white Nickelodeon, I guess not. On top, you got a little of that. UPC's Jibber Jabber on the bottom. On the side, you got 2 of the Turtles, of course. 2 of the Turtles, of course, over here. And then on the back, very, very cool. Love this. Just kind of explaining each one there. Very, very cool. Let's see what it says here. It says, "It's alive. Warning, the monster is loose. Beware his shocking sigh, old Frankenstein. The mummy, the party dude, is out of the tomb. Is it dead or alive? Unbelievable turtle terror awaits. It's a real creature feature. Dive into pure terror from the deepest depths of the sewer. And you'll never see him coming. Watch behind you. Once the managers are peeled, the mystery will be revealed." Oh my goodness. How about that? And then in classic NECA fashion, you can just fold out the cover right there. Looking good. You got the 4 turtles inside there. Glamour shots down low as well. So pretty much your standard typical NECA box set is kind of how you would see something like this. And if you see all the 4 turtles, get your autograph on here. How about that? But I'm going to take this offline, get these guys, turtles, out of the package. We'll be back talking all things Universal Monster Black and White Ninja Turtles. All right, let's get down to Universal Monster Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles business. But before we get down to the figures, I want to show the back in here. You can kind of see it going on, but you can kind of see a gravesite, a little bit of a cemetery action there. Looks like something out of a George Romero movie, like Night of the Living Dead, something like that. So very cool background on this Turtles box set. But let's dive into these 4 Turtles. NECA figures, a lot to talk about, a lot to do. We'll try to go through these fairly fast as we have seen these figures before in more detail in the colorways, of course. Check out those videos on the channel as I did mention before. But we're going to start with my all-time favorite. We're going to start with the creature from the Black Lagoon. Maybe it's my love of cryptids. That's why I love the creature so much. Not exactly sure because he seems like a cryptic creature, a cryptoid. Yeah, that's what he feels like a Bigfoot or something like that. Where these guys kind of, science, everything else made them the monster. This feels like something that, of course, came naturally from the earth or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Let's dive into these accessories right here. We do got this big old claw going on. It's kind of like when they found it in the movie, of course, the Creature from the Black Lagoon movie, they found the skeleton claw. We got kind of that going on right here. This time in a black and white grayscale. You're going to hear that a lot in this review. We got 2 fairly open hands out of the package. Then we got the big old Terry Steinbach catcher mitts going on right here. Shout out to good friend of the channel, Terry Steinbach. Got the catcher mitt hands going here, looking very nice. And then we got 2 balled up hands here, almost like fists, but they are gripping hands for the weapons. Of course, black and white grayscale throughout. You got a little bit of a nail action going on, 3 fingers, par the course for the creature. And you're probably going to hear me say this a lot. Of course, I have the color ones in my collection. You got to make them as different as possible, be it a different head, different weapons, different hands. Make them as different as I possibly can, between being just black and white and a color version being a big difference already. But now we get 2 spears going on here. Very cool. It looks like, of course, Leonardo, who this is based off from the Turtles. Looks like his 2 katana blades here, but they also look like a harpoon at the same time. Got a little piranha action through there, looking very, very nice. Got a little rope hanging on the end. Just very, very clever how they incorporated, of course, Leonardo's weapons into kind of the feel of the Creature from the Black Lagoon with these spears going on. So very nice to see that. But now we dive into the creature itself. What do you say? It looks like the creature, but black and white this time. Of course, turtle-like in the head. You got the gills on the side. Big open mouth. Wish we had the jaw articulation. Would have been a nice one for this one. 2 crazy eyes going on, just kind of looking up to the sky, almost like a young Undertaker, rolling his head back, or his eyes back is what it looks like there. But looking pretty good in the head department here. You got the little bandana on the back, of course, bringing it back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the bandana going all the way down to the shoulder. Now he's got a net over the top of him here. You got some hooks, some bobbers, some things. It's kind of like he was caught up in a fishing net. More hooks and bobbers on the back. You got his big turtle shell. Even got some crustaceans into the shell. Very nautical looking shell on this one, of course. And then you get the black and white skin tone throughout on this one, as you can imagine. You got some bandanas around. You got the elbow pads there, bringing it back to the Ninja Turtle flair, of course. Same thing with the knee pads down here. Now a very big base on the feet here. He's got the big toes sticking out, but it is all about the creature. That's what he looks like. He looks like a mashup of Leonardo and the creature. It makes sense. It's what it's supposed to be. Now arms go all the way around for us right here. Side to side of the elbow. Double jointed elbows. Hands back and forth, side to side. Hands removable, of course. Head back and forth, side to side. A little bit limited with that bandana there. No waist articulation on the Turtles. Do got a little bit of split action. You do got a little bit of legs going up. Really not a lot of movement out of the legs, though. You're pretty limited. Not a lot of up on that. You do get pinned knees, double jointed knees. Yes, pinned double jointed knees. Ankles very tight, back and forth, side to side, up and down. So pretty much our usual articulation. I guess the creature, not necessarily a gymnast, but he should have a little bit more range in the legs, I would say. Heck, he's swimming underwater, as we do know. He also fits on a ringside collectible stand. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% for all your ringside stands right there. But an interesting one is the creature here. Like I said, my favorite Universal monster. Leonardo, not my favorite turtle. But bringing them together seems to work pretty good. And I do have the original version over here. And you can see how the color looks against that one. So it just depends kind of how you like your things. And like I said, hey, why not both? That's what I did. But definitely an interesting, gruesome twosome from the Universal Monsters Ninja Turtle collection here, if I can get them to stand. There we go. So, interesting. That's what I'm going to say. But we're going to carry it on. We're going to carry on our wayward son like a young Kansas is what we're going to do. And the guy with the most accessories, the most stuff, is Donatello as the Invisible Man. We do get the TGRI book right here. Very clever. Bringing it back into the Turtles universe, of course. Nice little book going on. We do get a little microscope right here. And this is one of those great accessories we talk about all the time. You can use with different toy lines if you really wanted to. Really nice to see this one going on. We do get the big old Donatello bow staff here, of course. Once again, bringing it back to the Turtles. Makes sense to have his weapon a little bit more straight as far as things go. It is just basically his bow staff is what it is. There's no real Invisible Man around this unless you want to count these bandages kind of wrapped around, if that's the tie-in. I guess that's probably what it ended up being. We do get a nice little fedora. Oh, fedora. All-timey, or old-timey in the old film noir movies, of course, and apparently Universal Monsters, but you do got a nice fedora for him if you need that. And then we get down to, we do get the little cup here. We do got the little, it's not necessarily a straw. What is it? It's like part of his elixir. He's stirring it up, you know, checking it all out. So we do got that if you want that. That's where he's going to drink the potion to become invisible, as we know. Very cool. We do get the extra hands here. Now he comes with 2 fists of Glove Fury out of the package. And then we do get some clear hands here. So we do get the clear feet, which looks really cool. And then, of course, the 2 hands being clear. So translucent plastic, playing all the hits for me. But once again, want to make him as different as his counterpart version. So might not end up using those ones there. But we do get plenty of gloved hands here, of course. He's all gloved up. He's all hid up here. We do got a pointer finger hand here. He's going to say, "What you going to do, brother? I'm the Invisible Man." Got that going on with the gloved hand there. Got 2 gripping hands here. And then 2 more gripping hands here. It's all about the gripping hands. And then you get a wild splayed out hand. So I'll probably end up using this one as what I imagine. But plenty of hands and extra feet for the Invisible Man. But now we get down to the head sculpts here. And I believe I used this head sculpt here as the one that's where he's invisible inside. I think that is pretty cool. Would have been nice to see one where it's like attached to the hand where he's unwrapping, much like the Jada Toys version of the Invisible Man. We do have a NECA Invisible Man around the corner, and they're going to do that version with the smoking jacket and all that. Looking forward to that figure in the future. But this one is pretty cool with the hair sticking out, kind of the mummy wrappings going on, and then the void inside of there because he's invisible after all. So there you go. But then we do got the plain Jane head, and I believe this is the one I'll be using on this one. He's got 2 goggles going on, the bandages over the head, looking very nice. He's got the big trench coat going there. Almost looks like Undercover Raphael is what it reminds you of in a lot of ways. Black and white, gray colors all over the place, of course, on this one. Turtle elbow pads, turtle knee pads. You do got the Fists of Fury I mentioned there. On the back, he's got a clear shell with pizza slices inside the shell. One of the greatest things ever. It's cool to see those pizza slices, but man, they're just going to mold back there. How are you going to get to those slices? That's what we want to know. You do got a little bit of ribbon back here, so you can put Donatello's bow staff through there. That's a nice little touch. Then you got a nice belt that wraps around the coat, around the shell as well. Articulation pretty much going to be the same. Arms around, double jointed elbows, hands removable, head removable, back, forth, side to side. Got to be a little neck articulation in this one as well. High collar over here. And Todd McFarlane, you told me a long time ago, higher the collar, bigger the power move. And that's what Raphael, or I should say Donatello, is playing with right here. High collar going on there. Invisible feet once again, but you got some wrappings on there, and then you got some pants going on. No waist articulation. Oh, no, there is waist articulation. I walked that back. Waist articulation right here. Big old Donnie splits, kind of limited by the coat, of course. Leg does go up. Pin knees, double jointed. Little bit of side to side. Ankles removable, back, forth, side to side. So pretty much our usual NECA articulation once again. A little bit more waist on this one, though, than the prior version here. Can I get him to stand? Right there, he will stand. I guess should check the stand as well. Does he fit on a ringside collectible Mattel stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save 10%. There it is. He fits on a stand right there and got his brethren over here. I'm going to make them as different as possible, like I did say. So that means different feet, different hands, different head. Going to mix it up as much as I possibly can on this one. But another fun one here, and the one with far and away the most amount of accessories is what we have going on with this version of Donatello as the Invisible Man. So now 2 down, 2 left to go. We're going to go to Mummy Mikey, and of course Mikey, my all-time favorite Ninja Turtle. We do got some of those wrappings going on, a couple of those, so you put those wherever you want. Choose your own wrapping adventure. Never easy being a mummy, so you're just dangerous away from somebody unwrapping you, and then you're in nothing but trouble, of course, as we know. We do got his, of course, nunchucks, but this time they got the Ankh symbol going on. Much like a young, wasn't it Vinnie Vincent? Wasn't he the Ankh warrior back in the day for Kiss? Shout out to Vinnie Vincent. A strange individual, as we do know. But we do got these very much on brand. Saw those before as well. Love the real chain in between the two. An extra touch of class, if you ask me. Now we're getting down to the hands here. 2 gripping hands out of the package. We got 2 Mummy Fists of Fury. We got those going on. And then we do got 2 splayed out hands. Once again, all in the black and white theme here for old Mikey. And now we're diving into Mikey himself, looking extra mummy-like here, looking crazy. Got one eye open, one eye closed, very stoic look. Very gray scale, obviously black and white, but very gray, almost like he's dead. It's like a dead feeling here. Got the bandana around, bandana hanging out the back. Of course, got some strapping over the back of the turtle shell and everything else looking good. Love the hieroglyphics in the back of the shell. That's an extra nice touch of detail here for the crossover. And then, of course, you got the mummy wrappings throughout on this one, as you can imagine. Looking very good there. Articulation going to be pretty much the same as the other guys. Don't need to really run through that here. He does got the elbow pads, got the knee pads, got the belt going on with hieroglyphics into the belt as well, bringing it back to Ninja Turtles. Just a fun looking Mikey here. I don't know if I would have had Mikey as the mummy. He doesn't feel like the mummy to me. I don't know who he feels like, I guess. He feels more like the Wolfman. Maybe not. I guess Raphael's good with that. I don't know, but for some reason, the mummy, one of my least favorite Universal monsters, and Mikey being my favorite turtle, I feel like they just don't go together. But that's probably just my own biases here at the table. Forgot to mention the second head here, a very cool one. It looks like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 or 3, where they had that rotting head that's made like memes and stuff around the internet, kind of based off that. Definitely looks cool, definitely looks absolutely wild and crazy here in the black and white with the crazy coked out eyes. Who knew they had coke out there in Egypt? But here we are. Big old teeth going on there. You got the bandana hanging down. Just a really, really good head. I believe I used that last time, and I'll grab that. Yep, I did use that last time. So not going to use that on this one here. Going to try to make them as different as possible. That's the rule of the game. You know me. I always say it. But that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'll leave that one on here, use this head, and then maybe mix up the hands, mix up a few things back and forth on that. So that is my plan, at least for Michelangelo, of course, as the mummy. I should probably see if he fits on a ringside stand while we're at it. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% at Ringside Collectibles. What do you know? Fitting on a stand, ready to take his last stand. And we're ready to take our last stand right here with Raphael, of course, as Frankenstein. Now, this was the first ever one we got from this line in the color versions. So now it's the last one we're doing in the black and white. It's funny how that ends up working out. But old Raphael looking good here. Now, we do got two size going on here, looking very, very cool. Looking like electrodes here. Very, very on brand. Very good mashup between the two. Like this a whole lot. Looking very cool there. Now the hands, you got two splayed out hands. And then we got two gripping hands and two fists of Frankenstein Fury. So choose your own hand adventure here. Of course, black and white fist. Black and white throughout on the character. Don't need to tell you guys multiple times, but here I am. Here I am. Getting down to him here, seeing what's going on, seeing what all the fuss is about. Still having kind of that issue with these chains kind of falling down on him. I wish these stayed on the figure a little bit better. I guess once you put the size in the holder here, it does kind of hold him in place, but they do fall down on you from time to time, so you got to be careful of that. He'll be tripping and falling, and Frankie's not the best as far as coordination. He doesn't need some chains around his legs, that's for sure. But you got the big old head here, big, huge head, big top with the hair on it, and kind of the staples going on throughout, looking very Frankenstein-like he's been stitched back together and things. Looking very much like the Frankenstein's monster. Little bitty eyes back there, a little bit of teeth showing, of course. You do got the little pressure gauge coming kind of into his neck, you know, and then you got the little doohickey, yes, I said it, doohickey on the back of his turtle shell here. Cracks, dings on the shell. You got a little bit of a handle put in there. Love that they replaced with a sewer lid here to fix the shell here, bringing it back to the turtles. Very, very cool there. Got a Frankenstein-like costume, torn, tattered, beaten up. You got the elbow pads, knee pads like we get with the turtles. We get those huge block feet down there like we always get for Frankenstein. You got the two pegs kind of out the side, the electrodes. Got that in his neck as well on the other side. Very on brand for Frankenstein. Articulation going to be pretty much similar to the other one, so we're used to this one. Big, heavy, tall figure. Of course, Frankenstein's monster, a big dude. There's no doubt about it, especially with those big old boots. Shouldn't have any issue standing on his own, as you can imagine. A little bit heavy in the back shell. So maybe I'll walk that back, but we'll try to stick him on a ringside stand just for the heck of it. We're just going to be complete here. We're going to stick all of them on one. There you go. Fits on a stand just right. And then, of course, like I said, we do got the original version over here in color. It's amazing how the color changes things. Obviously, same figure, same everything. Just the lack of color and color just really does feel like totally different figures. And I guess they are technically, but definitely feel drastically different the way you look at the figure between color and black and white. Just very, very fun to get all these ones here. And of course, we did get different versions here. We have this, and I guess I should bring out some more of these guys. Now, we did get Raphael. Can I get him to stand right there? And then we got Hunchback Leo. These were the Target or Walmart exclusives. Currently at your Walmart store. If you're like me, there's a lot of these packs These guys aren't going to stand up. There's a lot of these packs still sitting in a lot of the Walmart stores. So if you got this 4-pack, you definitely need this 2-pack to go with them. So head over to Walmart for those two. Of course, got the Hunchback and Raphael Wolfman for the yin and yangs here. So we got 2 separate sets of these guys here. But very fun set. Not going to be for everybody, as I did say at the beginning. Kind of going through all these, that's where my thoughts ended up at as well. Not going to be for everybody. I think a lot of people got the color by now. I don't need black and white. Money is tight. There's a lot of figures coming out. Not a lot of people going to dive into these twice. Myself included, normally I probably wouldn't dive into something like this, but I am a Turtles fan, of course, and I'm a big Universal Monsters fan, so I knew I needed to get this set in my collection. Fun for Halloween, so I think they are coming out at the right time. I can see somebody that's on the fence get pushed over the fence because it is the spooky season after all. Would make a great Halloween decoration along the way. But a lot of fun, this line. Be interesting to see if those other ones I mentioned earlier will get black and white releases. And it'll be really interesting if NECA ever dives back in and makes more characters. I mean, it feels like this line is kind of on ice outside of the repaints. We'll see. Maybe we'll get some more in the future. Just have to stay tuned, I guess. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on these? Did you need the black and white? Did you get the color and you're good with that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. We got 2 channels with videos every single day. Even more content, if you can believe it, over on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So, for another Universal Monsters TMNT unboxing, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.